Howdy. Go to Google, write in smell of sulfur. Sulfur doesn't always smell bad given enough oxygen. It generally takes the form of an inoffensive sulfate, but when sulfur is given off from these hot underground sources, it comes in stinky, rotten X varieties of hydrogen sulfide or pure sulfur gas. Think of a smelly, bubbling hot spring. Sulfur dioxide, or sulfur dioxide, traditional Commonwealth English, is the chemical compound with the formula SO². It is a toxic gas responsible for the smell of burned matches. It is released naturally by volcanic activity and is produced as a byproduct of copper extraction and the burning of sulfur-bearing fossil fuels. Sulfur dioxide has a pungent smell like nitric acid. Windy. SO², which indicates volcanic activity and sometimes copper mining. But usually it is associated with volcanic activity. As an example, we can take Etna, which is here. No, it won't tell us, but it is here, Etna. And there is sulfur, because it is erupting at the moment. Okay. So now, I took some screenshots from, I guess it was 19. So it didn't change that much. Okay, check this out. So these are several screenshots layered on top of each other. Here's the last one, here's one, and here's one, and here's one. You get the idea. So now, let's zoom in. 19, I made this some time ago. 1 hour or so. Now we zoomed a bit in. Same time, same frame. I tried to match the River Rhine and even Slayer is singing about the River Rhine in the song War Ensemble. Flowing veins run on through, deep in the Rhine. But anyway, as we go on, we get closer and closer. Now it's almost even readable. Yeah, actually, we can go with this one. Because we have the city of Baden here. And it says about the city of Baden. To this day, 1 million liters of water with Switzerland's highest mineral concentration bubble out of 18 sulfurous springs at a temperature of 47 degrees. 18 springs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18. To this day. MySwitzerland.com. Baden, the thermal springs with the highest mineral concentration in Switzerland. Bang your head. Baden's history as a spa resort began 2,000 years ago when Roman legions sought relief in its thermal springs. To this day, 1 million liters of water with Switzerland's highest mineral concentration bubble out of 18 sulfurous springs at a temperature of 47 degrees. Immerse yourself in a world of pure wellness, just a short train ride away from Zurich's main station. So, highest mineral concentration in Switzerland. The question remains, we are having SO2 here on. Here is Etna. We have emissions all over the place, also here, which is an interesting place. Near Lachresee, Kaiserstuhl Volcano. Here we have some volcanoes, also here. And let's see what is going on in the Balkan region. But anyway, let's go to the moment of now, which is at this line here. Baden. The most mineral-rich baths in Switzerland. The most sulfuric springs in Switzerland. Here it says große Bäder, means big baths. Roman Street, and so on. So that's the bath region, basically, the whole part of that. There are some springs also on the other side of the river. And it's approximately here. One would expect to have sulfur emissions emerging from that place. Or at least more than here, because there's 18 springs all the time putting it out. They're bubbling. So there's gas emissions. Like if you drive with a bicycle nearby, you smell it. So it is in the air, it's smellable. So I just wonder, how is it possible that there is so little of this visible here? Did I miss something in the picture? If I did, please tell me. It would be really interesting to know why there is nothing visible. And that's not the only place. Like there are many of these springs in Switzerland or in the whole Alps region. Obviously here in Vienna we have something, Linz. But also here in St. Petersburg. The St. Petersburg region is always active with SO2 emissions almost constantaneously. And today it was interesting, we had weather. What does that mean? What's going on? Let's try again. Let's try again. This seems to be interesting. Okay, nothing to worry. Yeah, I'm really aware that I might not be alone. So here we have St. Petersburg. And today I thought it was rumbling thunder, but it just turned out that one of our kids was driving around with this kind of little scooter in the backyard, and it sounded like rumbling. Even though I thought that it could be really well be that there was some lightning. And we are located somewhere here. And it wasn't too far away from here that there was lightning, because near St. Petersburg there was some lightning. Here you can see the patches where it hit. And it's not so that it would be really warm or something. Where is it? Temperature 4 degrees. And yet still lightning. In a region with elevated geothermal activity, I would say, since we have a big crater going on here. Peatland and rivers and everything you need or would expect from this kind of geological occurrence, like the Baltic Sea. Does this work? Finally, it loaded. Yeah, I have been showing this today already, I guess. This is just pushing eastwards, which is really interesting. And we have this really distinct boundary here. I tried to search some webcams, but I didn't find any. I think this would have looked really neat to watch at. I mean, from the ground. Yeah, but that's not working. That's not loading at all. Frustrating. I was just thinking that if an experience is the best teacher of all, what does it mean if you have an epiphany about something? It is an experience. An epiphany is an experience. If you will have, or if you had once one, or if you're gonna have once in the future. Afterwards, you will know what I mean with an experience. And an epiphany means a glimpse into the occult, which means something is hidden behind something, but you can see behind it. So, in a way, epiphanies are really bad. Because it is an experience after all. You won't get rid of it anymore. And it's somehow really hard to put it in words. I'm trying to put it in words. I should write stuff down, but there's so much other things going on, no time for that. To get the head together for some time and arrange the thoughts, align them, and put it down on paper, which isn't actually paper, it's just a computer. It would be much more stylish to write it with an actual pen and these kind of old school things, but maybe it still has to be done on paper. But anyway, no SO2 emissions in Switzerland for whatever reason. I think it's a little bit interesting, since I think they are really proud of the sensitivity of their equipment and all these kind of things. So I would expect them to measure SO2 emissions also there. Since we have 18 springs, which is really interesting. And also really interesting is the weather patterns over southern Germany, near Albstadt, which is somewhere here. And it's a really interesting region. Let's see if there's some lightning going on. You have to put 12 hours, otherwise you won't get those marks where the lightning was hitting. I was somehow expecting to have some lightning in this region here. Check it out what happens. We have this region here developing, which is moving into this direction, and it gets stronger. 6 hours, no, 7 hours ago. As we go forward, there is one lightning strike. Here somewhere. Yeah, did you see it? I guess so. I hope so. Because it's really close to the volcano. The volcano is here. So, there's a volcano and stuff. And they just disappear. All gone. How is this possible? Now they're getting stronger, they rise up, they're getting stronger. There's even a lightning strike close to the volcano. And then all gone. Does this have anything to do with no SO2 emissions? Three hours, 56 minutes. 3 hours, 44 minutes. 10 minutes, all gone. Oh, this is a satellite picture. What was it, 6 hours or something? So now finally. So what, 6 hours ago everything stopped, there's nothing going on anymore according to the radar. But it doesn't look like that at all. So it's really interesting at least. What do we have to think about this? And gone. There's quite a big area affected, obviously. Now let's go back. That whole region will disappear in a few seconds. 3 hours, 40 minutes ago. 3 hours, 56 minutes ago, we still had it. Now let's take it. This one. All day will disappear. In 15 minutes. 14, 56, 12, I don't know. Three hours, 15 minutes ago, we had all these here, which were getting stronger. And I'll try to go forward 1 minute. All gone. What's the purpose of this? Why? Why does this happens? What? Why does these kind of things are happening? There's much more disappearing, actually. Really? Like here also in Germany, and here, and here. Check it out. They just disappear. Actually, also in the Alps region. So we have here regions which get blocked out here, here, and somewhere I guess here as well. I'm not exactly sure, but that's really interesting. Also over Bulgaria, disappearing. Yeah, there might be something else going on too. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, I won't dive too deep into these kind of things, but they're interesting. Hmm. Yeah, anyway, some radar anomalies. Things disappearing. Thunderstorms and these kind of things just disappear from the radar. Gone. Watch this region here. There is going on stuff all day long. Whoa, and then nothing to see here, people. Really interesting. It's a really big region, area. There's millions of people living there. Nothing to worry, nothing to see. Really interesting. I leave it here, thanks. This was a long video. I didn't expect this. Anyway.